Hello, my orchid friends. Now, some of you may be wondering, Astrid, how on earth are you watering your plants right now? You're in such a nice living room. What are you doing? How do you tolerate watering all these plants? And for a while it was frustrating, but then Danny, aka Miss Orchid Girl, let me know about this little method called keep a bucket in your little growing space. So I have this 10-gallon, which is what, 38 liters I think, bucket full of water, and I'm replacing it once a week, and now I can just dunk my orchids and go. It's amazing, and I'm just going to show you a few of them. Bubble phylum fascinator, dunk it. And it's perfectly happy. The weather is hot enough that any water in this new growth is going to come out, but I can just go and blow that out. Mounted orchid with new growths, my no ID Oncidium Twinkle. Dunk it. But being careful to keep the growths out of the water, and letting all the bubbles come out of the moss so it gets super hydrated. Ta-da! Large potted phalaenopsis. Dunk it. Right down to the brim. Get it all full. Watered. Yes! Small potted phalaenopsis. Dunk it right down to the crown. Now, those of you people might worry about getting water on phalaenopsis orchids, but I've begun to learn that they really don't care. I mean, do this at your own risk, but you see that water there in the crown? I might blow it out, but really it's not going to stay there, so there's no point in getting rid of it, especially in this hot weather. In cold weather, it might be a different story. Sideria japonica. Baptize it in the name of Jesus. And you can dunk the whole entire plant in there. You see, this is wholly underwater. And I'm not worried at all, especially because it's mounted. No problem. No problems whatsoever. I've been watering it like this for about a month. No problems. My foul pin long cherry, just throw it in. No problem. It feels weird throwing an orchid, but something is oddly satisfying about throwing these little plants that sometimes frustrate us to death. And you just kind of dip it in. And seriously, I know some of you are probably gasping and thinking, what is she doing? She must have gone mad. But really, this is totally fine for the orchid, and it's completely watered and it's happy. And I blow the air out of the top if I'm really nervous, but really this orchid hangs upside down when it's mounted, so it actually does not matter. My Cattleya forbesii, no problem, just dunk it. Now sometimes the bark is going to come out everywhere, but that's also not that much of a problem, just kind of hold it down with your hand. And there we go. So that's dunking orchids for you. There's not a lot to it. I just kind of did this for funsies and to show you that it's okay to really dunk them. It won't hurt them, and if you're nervous, you can always blow the air out. But this is how I make watering in my small space tolerable. This is how I make it doable and manageable, and I just change this bucket out once a week. Now, the cons of this method are that you risk spreading infection between your plants, but all these plants have kind of passed my quarantine and are okay. But my other new plants, I totally do not do this with at all. I water them in the sink. New plants get watered at the sink. Old plants that I trust get watered in the bucket. So yeah, if you want to save yourself some time, bucket watering is the way to go. Thanks for watching. Happy growing. Bye guys.